Hello everyone, welcome you all in class 10th social science classes, and we are discussing chapter number 4 agriculture, part of geography. This is the last module, last part of this chapter as well as the fourth one. Okay. In today's module we'll discuss about the technological and institutional reform done by the government to improve the condition of agriculture and the impact of agriculture on globalization. So let's start the topic. Technological and institutional reforms. You know that land is a fixed asset, and for the increasing population there is a increasing demand of the food grains and other things. So we have to pace with this increasing demand because land is fixed, so the production is fixed. But for the need of increasing population we have to grow more and more crops from the same piece of land, and this we can do with the help of technology and other institutional activities, work and the reforms. Agriculture has been practiced in India for thousands of years. As you know that this is the main as well as the primitive occupation from the ancient time of India. Sustained use of land without compatible techno-institutional changes have hindered the pace of agriculture development. So as I explained you that for the pace with the increasing demand or the degrading land, we have to do some kind of, or we have to introduce some kind of institutional reforms into the land so we can produce more and more crop from the same piece of land. Now the question arises that why has India not improved in technological and institutional reform in agriculture? In spite of development of source of irrigation, we have already developed the irrigation sources with the help of multiple different kind of modern farming method as well as different kind of you all know about the dams, different kind of dams these dams known as multi-purpose project. So in spite of development of source of irrigation, most of farmer in large part of the country still depend on the monsoon and the natural fertility in order to carry their agriculture. But you know these multi-purpose projects or the irrigation from the different canal and river, it is very expensive. So a common farmer or small farmer, which number of composition, or we can say the number of small farmer comparatively higher in India, so they can't afford these expensive irrigation facilities. Irrigation needs serious technical and institutional reforms, collectivization, consolidation of land holdings, corporations, abolition of zamindari. These are the different effect or different work done by the to improve the condition of the agriculture. As well as in this sequence, government focused on land in the 5-year planning. As you know that from 1950 there was a 5-year planning, and in 1950 there was a formation of planning commission, and from yet there is a formation of 5-year plannings, and in this 5-year planning the future target decided and we follow this target. So right of inheritance has led to fragmentation of the land holding. This is the main reason for India for the low productivity of things from the piece of land, because due to the inheritance the land divided again and again in small patches, and on small patches we can't use the modern farming method, and this is the main reason for the low production. Laws of land reform were enacted, but laws of implementation were lacking. Although we all know that there are so many law working force to implement so many things, but there is a lacking of their implementation. So there is no serious check and watch and the implementation. So due to this lacking of implementation, we are not getting whatever we suppose, or we are not get whatever we supposed to achieve. Next question, what are the steps taken by the government in agriculture reform basically? So government of India embarked in introduced agriculture reform to improve the condition of agriculture in 1960 and 1970. This is very well, this is known as Green Revolution. Green Revolution based on use of packaged technology, and White Revolution. White Revolution regarding the production of milk. Then Operation Flood was some of the strategies initiated to improve Indian agriculture. But the concentration only in the few selected area. So therefore in 1980s and in 90s the comprehensive land development program was initiated, and which include both institutional and technological reforms. So with the all effect of government, there is a technological and institutional reform done in 1980s and 1990 time period. Provision for the crop insurance, extra work done by the crop insurance against the calamities like earthquake, volcanic eruptions, landsliding and all. Then establishment of Grameen Bank, rural bank in the rural area, which provide the loan facility, credit facility on a very cheap rate, so the person can afford the things, or they can purchase, they can spend on equipments and all, and increase the productivity. Next, cooperative societies and bank for providing loan facilities to the farmer at lower rate of interest were some steps were took by the government to improve the condition of the agriculture. Next topic, technological and institutional reform. After this, some of the steps took by the government, which are also known as institutional, to improve the condition. In this, Kisan Credit Card KCC, Personal Accident Insurance Scheme PAIS, some of the scheme introduced by government for the benefits of the farmer. Moreover, special weather bulletin, agriculture program for farmers are free of cost 24/7. There is a facility for calling as well as on phone, and TV and radio television like Akashvani and all. The government of India also announces minimum support price MSP, minimum support price and remuneration and the procurement. So this MSP ensure that there is a fixed amount of crop before seed sowing, and this is also motivate farmer to produce the food grain. Prices for import crop to check, and exploitation of farmer by speculators and different things. So in this way we can say that the different kind of step took by the government. Now the next topic is impact of globalization on agriculture. Globalization means without any hindrance, without any barrier, we can do trade from one country to another country. This is called as globalization. So what are the impact of this globalization on specifically agriculture? As you know, in 19th century, when Europe trader came to India, when they exported spices from India country to the world different country, and farmers were encouraged to grow only these spices crop. Even today it is one of the important export item of the India. But during the colonial time period, or we can say the British time period, cotton belt was mostly attract these British people or other European country people. So eventually cotton exported to Britain in raw material area, as a raw material area to the textile industry, and the produced goods came in India for the selling. The Champaran movement initiated by the Gandhiji started in 1917. It was started in 1917 in Bihar, because the farmer of that region were forced to grow indigo for British textile industry. So that's why for the commercial purpose they forcefully farmers, they have to grow the indigo, and they have to sell this indigo to only the British textile industry. Under globalization, particularly after 1990, 1990 is the period when globalization started in India, and with the help of LPG. LPG. LPG means liberalization, privatization and globalization. So this policy was adopted by Indian government in 1990. So due to this, there was a liberal forms, privatization were done and globalization were done. Indian farmers have been exposed to new challenges. Despite Indian being an important producer of rice, cotton, tea, coffee, juice, jute, spices and all these things. Agar agriculture products are not able to compete with developed country due to their highly subsidized agriculture in those countries, because Indian economy is not too much high economy, because there is a very large population and the government have to spend to provide the basic needs to these people. So our economy is as not much good, as well as our government not giving the too much sufficient or enough subsidies on the agriculture products and their production. But the developed countries, because their economy is very high and they spend a much amount on this production, agriculture production, and they give the high subsidy, so the farmer getting more and more profit, more and more income from the agriculture area in respect of area. So that's why their production is good. They have they have a more income. So in this way, the condition of farmer is not good in India. To make agriculture successful and profitable, there is a need or thrust to improve the condition of marginal and small farmers, because rich farmers are already stable in stable form and then they can afford the green revolution and modern farming method. But what about the small and marginal one? Because they are not able to use all these modern farming methods, so that their production is not as much good and they are not able to compete with the global products. So that's why they have to they have to suffer. The Green Revolution promised much, but it being aligned only to the few area and also cause for the land degradation. Once again, I am telling you, land is a fixed asset, but population is increasing day by day. So the keyword for today, generation, or we can say gene revolution, which include genetic engineering. So with the help of the genetic engineering, we can improve the condition of land and can produce more and more high qualitative production from the same piece of land. In organic farms, there is a much scope. So without any kind of fertilizer and pesticides, we can grow more and grow more crop without any negative effect on environment. Indian farmer have Indian farmer have a very bleak future if they continuously grow food grain. But on the other hand, they need to be work on the other areas, because their land sizes is very small. So population is increasing day by day. So how can they compete with this difference or gap? So there should be a cropping. The cropping pattern should be very diversified. There should be high level crop in there, and this increase and reduce the environmental degradation simultaneously. India is a diverse country and it can be harshened to grow a wide range of high value crops. So this is the main reason from which we can produce more and get more and more profit. George Washington, I would rather be my farm than be emperor of the world. So it's a very good thing that farming is a very important practice, and this is a very main occupation of the India. But we need to do some kind of reforms in that, some kind of changes in that, so we can produce more and more. Thank you.